My favourite buzzword's shown up again, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Clear disinformation. That asylum seekers are linked to crime. Disinformation, eh? Weird how the whole world talks off the same script because nobody wants to be called a liar, and that's what they are, liars. Well, in this video, I'm going to clear up exactly why. Well, you already know the truth because you've got eyeballs and ears, but I'm going to tell you exactly why that headline is the biggest lie since Fred West got stopped with 40 sacks of concrete out the back of B&Q and he said, "I'm just doing some crazy paving, officer." And here's Exhibit A. Zimbabwean triple murder suspect was living in Irish asylum centre under fake name, Zimbabwean media says. Yeah, he looks like Shadow off the Gladiators and he's called Seamus O'Malley. I don't think the guards are doing the due diligence, do you? Okay, ladies and gents, this story is fantastic. Generally, if something contains the words mis or disinformation, it's just a pack of lies being spread by the deranged globalist psychopaths that run the world. It's just a pack of lies. And before I get into the meat of really proving why this is all lies, I just want to make an appeal to common sense. Rather than getting tied up in philosophical debates, I like the common sense barometer. And let me ask you a simple question. We all know the demographics coming into Europe. Overwhelmingly fighting age men. If we moved 10,000 men aged between 16 and 35 from somewhere in the first world, I don't know, let's pick Glasgow, because we know how nice Glasgow is. If we sent 10,000 16 to 35-year-old Glaswegian men to live in Yorkshire 1 year, do you think the crime would go up in Yorkshire? Are we done? Shall I just stop the video there? Now that we know it's just a pack of lies from the globalist media. You know it's a pack of lies. Your gut tells you it's a pack of lies. If you import 100,000 fighting age men from anywhere and send them anywhere, the crime will spike. High testosterone, low maturity, impoverished background. That's 90% of the crime in any town. Or what? Are you labouring under the delusion, like most Guardian readers are, that exceptions disprove rules? You think most prisons are full of people like Bernie Madoff? Or are they full of chavvy 20-year-old blokes with anger management problems? Yeah, I could stop now, but that won't be funny. So let's carry on, shall we? A supposed link between asylum seekers and increased crime rates is just one piece of misinformation spreading through Ireland. I've got another one. The Virgin Mary never got a whiskers parted. That's according to misinformation analyst Kieran O'Connor, who addressed several myths surrounding asylum seekers on the Hard Shoulder today. You know who that reminds me of? Someone with a title like misinformation analyst. You know what it reminds me of? Mariana Spring from the BBC. You've all seen my video about Mariana Spring, haven't you? The professional liar. Yeah, point proven. If their job description is misinformation X, they lie for a living. You know it, and I know it. This month, Gardaí said despite clear, consistent disinformation, the force has not recorded any increase in crime. The link between crime and asylum seekers is one of the most pernicious myths. Well, what a shame we've all got Google. Ireland's murder rate soars, nearly doubles in 1 year. Nothing to do with 100,000 hairy-ass men moving in. No, it's you, teenage Irish girl born and raised in Ireland. You're to blame. From breaking news IE. Murder, rape and other serious crimes increased significantly last year. Oh hey, my dad and a load of his mates went fishing in Ireland last year. It was probably them. Yeah, it's all them English pensioners who did it. I mean, they blamed everything on us for the last 500 years. Might as well pin all the rapes on the pot-bellied 70-year-old bloke who went there on holiday last year. An Egyptian man in his 30s was brought to Wexford General Hospital after being stabbed in the head. Red-blooded Irishman Joseph Puska jailed for life after murdering Irish teacher Eileen Murphy. The 23-year-old was stabbed as she jogged along a canal in a case that shocked Ireland. Pakistani man who raped young woman with Down syndrome is deported from Ireland. Whoa, hang on. What are you sending Patrick O'Malley over to Pakistan for? He is as red-blooded an Irishman as James Joyce. Haven't you heard? The disinformation specialists already told you. Why don't you do as you're told? Woman tells court she became shell of the person she once was after man broke into home and raped her. Kamal Kamia Nepali, found guilty in County Cork. It was a typo. They meant Kamal McCall McCarthy. That's who's ruining your quality of life, lads. Red-blooded Irishmen and women. Nefarious, pasty gingers that just will not take no for an answer. We both know I could go all day. I'm not going to bore you and find thousands of headlines and thousands of victims. That's the important bit. Because I find the fact the whole world's burning down before our eyes whilst our politicians talk about, important things like pronouns. I find that hilarious. That we're so stupid it's gone beyond the realms of Monty Python and it's like a side-splitting comedy. But when you think about the victims, you do get angry. Every headline, there's a victim. Some woman being asleep in bed and then suddenly getting folded up like a deck chair by some big burly Zimbabwean. That has real life consequences. Some of those people will never get over it. If you get murdered, your family will never get over it. There are real world consequences while our leaders talk about what they think is important, like conflicts 10,000 miles away, or whether or not a woman can be packing 10 inches on the slack. But the point I'm making is, just trust your gut. You don't need reams of data to tell you something that you know is true. It passes every ounce of judgment of your own common sense. So dig your heels in and say what you know to be true, proudly, no matter what these snakes tell you otherwise. And remember, the most important lesson, never ever let these people talk down to you. They are deeply immoral, and that's why they love to take the moral high ground on social media. The average women's rights activist on Twitter has got 2 teenage girls chained to the radiator in his cellar. They are the worst people on earth, and you should never let them judge you. But that's just my opinion. Do you disagree? If you think 100,000 badly educated, hairy-ass blokes turning up in your neighbourhood wouldn't cause any problems at all because all of the violent crime is committed by 80-year-old Jewish women, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your fine hypothesis. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all very soon. Cheers.